You are now listening to
Likely to Dispute,
hosted by Monkas, Reed, and Tyler.
How's everybody doing? It's Cevan, aka the Monkas. Joining with me today, as always, is Reed and Tyler, and this is episode 40 of Likely to Dispute.
Can we actually say, as always, now that Tyler's missed 2 episodes? So, like, does that even make sense to say as always?
That's a great point, and I would argue he's missed 3 episodes if you include the pilot.
I think it has to be like usual now, because
As
usually,
almost always.
yeah.
There
Okay,
we
well, we'll get that sorted out for next time. But right now, we have Tyler back with us. He has returned, back on the grind. His team doesn't care though. It's still very bad. But we're here, week 11 recap, week 12 preview, and we're going to hand it over to our host for today. Tyler, welcome back.
Thanks. It was a great time, actually.
I didn't
ask.
I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm
no,
just
no.
kidding.
I was going to
Give
say,
us a
no,
give us a 15-second
no.
honeymoon preview.
Well, no, I was going to say it was a great time listening to you guys last week on the pod
I
as I
appreciate
was waiting in the Chicago O'Hare airport and, had that layover, nothing to do. So I finished up the pod. And I'd figure I'd just start off here by directly addressing Cam Thorn. He seemed to call me out, but he called me out on some fictitious claims that I had him rated at 11th in the my power rankings at any point between the spring, summer to now. And that's just not the case. So Cam, directly to you, this is where I ranked you at each of our power ranking updates. So I started with you at 8th. Or I'm sorry, I started with you at 8. Cevan also had you there. Reed had you at 10. Okay. Preseason, right before the season started, I moved you to 10. Reed had you at 8. Monkas had you at 6. So yes, that was your lowest ranking there, was 10th before week 1. I never had you at 11. However, following that, I moved you up to 3rd after week 4. And most recently, after week 8, I moved you up to 4th. Now, I will note that after week 4, Reed moved you to 5th. So if you add up our cumulative rankings, Reed actually has had you averaging a lower PR spot than I have. And yet you called out me, who is not on air, when you could have called out the guy who actually has had you the lowest on average. So,
Well, I mean, I had him at 5th, you said in the last one. He's currently in 6th in the league, so I think I nailed it for talking about accuracy.
No, I agree that you nailed it. I'm just saying you've been the lowest on his team.
That's
if
fair.
you aggregate all our rankings.
I prefer teams that have quality quarterbacks.
Yes, same here. So that's that. But no, Cam, you have a good team, better than mine, of course. So don't take what I'm saying too seriously.
Wow, that was sad.
Yep.
You had a fire lit under you, and then you just let it burn out.
Yeah, I peed on the fire.
Nice. Well,
Yep.
take us into the episode.
Yep. Week 11 recap. It was a fun one. First matchup here. Close one between Schrader and Trent. Trent came out on top, scoring 122, Schrader 95. George Pickens was really good on Monday Night Football. Maybe the Cowboys wide receiver one. Maybe I'll hear you guys' thoughts on that. Devonta Smith was nothing special, 1.8. Michael Wilson, my guy, Reed's guy, not Cevan's guy, 33.5 on Sunday. That was crazy. Jonnu Smith was in the lineup. He had a bagel. That was Schrader's stud. Any thoughts from you guys on this one?
We had another Schrader double watch for a very short time going into Sunday Night Football, where Trent had Devonta Smith and Dallas Goedert in Sunday Night Football, and then still had Pickens on Monday Night Football. So we were very briefly on a Schrader double watch again, but it did not materialize. But back-to-back solid weeks in the 90s, which for every other team, that's an awful week. Schrader putting up at 90s back-to-back weeks, showing some signs of life. So Trent, below average scoring week, but did enough to get the win. We've all been there. So hat tip to Trent. He keeps stacking those dubs, making his playoff push, and he's still got another game against a tanker this year. So he's going to put himself in a good position to make a run here.
Yeah, Pickens, wide receiver 1 for the boys. Him and Lamb, since Lamb's came back, almost dead even in targets, except Pickens has Lamb on yards, touchdowns, and receptions. Trent texted me during this game saying, "Thank you again for Pickens. He is wide receiver four on the year. So, perfect fit in Dallas. Shout out Trent for that one. Yeah, Michael Wilson. I did not know the stat line until after the game when started circulating that Jacoby had a NFL record 47 completions. Saw Michael Wilson had 18 targets, and I don't know what 15 divided by 8 is, but that's a very high completion rate. Actually, I think I can do this. I think it's 80%, 85. Somebody tell me.
I didn't do it, the math.
I
Fuck.
also was
Let me
not
get
paying
out a
attention. I'm
calculator
doing
really
some other
quick.
math.
15 divided by 8 is 83% catch rate. Um, that's elite. Fun fact, Michael Wilson leads the NFL in most yards in a game this NFL season. Um, Probably a one-hit wonder, if I had to assume.
Probably as the Marv owner, I figured you'd say that.
Uh, or he's been in the league for 4 years, but that too. Yeah, shout out Trent getting a making a close game not so close on Monday Night Football, stacking the wins.
I want to point out here, Trent is 6-5. He's averaging 132 points in his wins and 124 in his losses, which is insane to me. He has wins with 114, 126, 119, and 122 points. So four of his six wins have come with below league average scores, which is absolutely crazy that he's rocking that. But you know what? As we always say, you stack them, that's all that matters.
The
So
same time, though, I was just going to make a point that I think this is probably the strongest Trent's team has been all year
agreed.
with Bowers back. He has Diggs on the team now. Judkins is playing. So yeah, he's had those, but now his team feels pretty formidable, I'd say.
I agree. He's no longer an obvious 10th to me, obviously because of the K moves, but I do think that in the right week, you'll see him. I mean, he's only put up over, he has a 168 and a 150.8. So those are his only 2 weeks above 150. So you're not gonna have not seen a true spike week from him yet, or even the consistency to put up plus scores. But like you said, it's his team has looked as good as it has all year to this point.
Yeah, even well last week when me and Trent played, he even got a 50 burger from uh Bowers and still only put up 115. So
Yeah.
that's kind of a credit to your point when we haven't seen a true ceiling. Um, Kind of like we saw Rob's floor this week, which we'll get into shortly.
Wow, spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, let's keep it moving
Oh, there he
to
is.
talk about Rob. So before we get to Rob's team, let's just summarize the matchup. I scored 68.8. It was really bad after the noon slate, and I think the whole league was pretty well aware of that, myself included. But Jacoby Brissett saved the day. He scored 28.4 for me. DJ Moore, he was looking rough on Sunday. He's my dud. Rob Stud was formerly my stud. Trey McBride, 30.2.5. And then Lad McConkey scored 4.3. The entire Chargers offense was pretty off. So,
Don't
um,
worry. Oronde and Quinn Johnston combined for 7 points this week, guys. We're good.
hey, that's more than I don't know how many Keenan scored, but I was gonna say,
Actually, no, he had 9 points.
oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sure. Thoughts from Cevan, you brought up Rob's floor here. You want to talk
Yeah,
about that?
um, I'm sure the league's very relieved to see this is even possible. 112 putting up a Trent-like week. Um,
Bruh.
yeah, so this is good to see. McBride and JSN did their thing, and the rest of the team kind of fell off when, uh, yeah, quarterbacks down. Ladd, Adams, Jetta's down. Almost a full strength team minus Bucky and putting up 112. I'm sure everybody loves to see that. On the other side, just really depressing. I think uh, I think Scam had the potential to be your stud. He put up a career high in fantasy points. So, it's the small wins around here. I don't know if that was ever in consideration, but career high in rushing yards, tied a career high in passing touchdowns as well with one. So, uh, maybe on
Stop.
the up.
Stop this bullshit. Career high of 14.5 when his previous quote unquote career high was 14.35. It's saying he tied his career high in passing touchdowns with freaking one.
I'm sorry, Tyler.
33
This is
rush
all just stuff
yards.
that you've brought upon yourself here.
No,
You
no,
lost to
no,
Rob.
it's not.
Trey
I'm
McBride
trying to
scored
look at it.
32.
I'm
Quentin
trying to.
Johnston goose. Scam Ward had his
Tyler,
best year at or
Fun.
game
Tyler,
at
Tyler.
14.
No,
You
no, no,
don't
no.
you
This,
don't need to pee on my back and tell
I'm
me it's
not.
raining.
Tyler, this is a
That's
perfect
I've never
example.
heard that.
This is a perfect example of you being a half empty guy and me being a half full guy.
Dog.
You're
It's
looking
just
at it the wrong way. These
it's
are all
patronizing.
he had career highs in three categories: fantasy points, passing touchdowns, and rushing yards. And
That's awesome.
you think the sky is falling. You're Chicken Little.
14.5 is like a career low for Big P.
It's
Tyler,
bro,
can I ask you a question?
Uh, if you have to, I guess.
How many times has someone peed on your back?
And told me it's raining.
Yeah, that
You've
seems like
never
something
heard
you're familiar with. I'd
how
never
if
heard that.
no, you've never heard that don't pee on my back and tell me it's raining?
No, I have never heard that.
no.
Is that
It's
like a
like
personal experience thing?
no, that is a common saying. Common saying.
It's basically like you're hovering over a guy, pissing on him, and you lie to him, and it's so obvious that
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you put it that way, I mean, oh,
Mm,
that
it's
makes
so
sense.
obvious it's not raining. It's sunshine now, and I have a cock in my face. Of course, it's
Oh
not
my
raining.
God. Monkas after
okay.
dark, I guess.
I actually have something to say about this matchup,
Okay, let's hear
if
it.
I may. I think this uh, kind of exposes Rob's team just a little bit in that running back could be an area of weakness. I'm not saying it is. It's still Brees Hall. It's still Jalen Warren, who's having a great year, but we've each seen them put up dud weeks. And if something's going to sink Rob's team, it could be the running back position. That's just my opinion. Don't know if you guys agree with that. I know Bucky Irving will maybe come back, but uh, that's that's just my thoughts on what I took away from Rob's
I
week.
mean, I guess that checks out. I mean, you guys made sure he wasn't going to get sunk by quarterback, wide receiver, or tight end, so that's
Hmm.
about all you got left. Do we have a kicker slot in this league?
No,
No? Okay,
but
then yeah, that checks out.
my my analysis on that is he still has the Monungayanator, who would have been his RB1 for the week. So, um, there's always that possibility for a
You
second
just
half
you just
breakout.
wanted to say that made up nickname.
What do you mean? You've never heard him called the Monungayanator?
No.
Well, now I have to say something today that you guys have not heard before because you guys have both done that now. So
Okay, I'll be waiting.
Oh,
Just
you
pull it.
I thought you were gonna say it right now.
No,
no, I have to
just
find
whip it out.
something.
Just whip it out whenever you want.
I
Okay.
pass.
Next matchup, we have Monkas and Sandy. This was a close one. Probably hurt for you, Cevan. You came up, what, 9 points short
Hmm.
of defeating Sandy. It's kind of neither of you had a great week, but Bijan really anchored Sandy's team this week with a 30-point performance. David Montgomery was pretty forgettable. ETN looked great, but so did Bashal Tootin. So that's kind of an interesting juxtaposition there. And then the dud was Big P and that knee
Ooh,
that isn't I can't that knee that can't be. I don't know.
I
Big
always want to
P's
point out
knee.
that Savan got mad at me for bringing up the fact that he had had 4 season-ending surgeries on his knees or something in college and how that doesn't mean anything now. And
When did I get mad?
I don't remember exactly. I think it might have been the Dynasty quarterback rankings episode. Yeah, I was saying it because I think I said that I think that limits his rushing upside, and then you interpreted that as he's going to get hurt again. And while that wasn't what I meant, I'll take a victory lap on it no matter what. Actually,
To
not
to
really, because
be
I'm sad about it.
to be clear, I never once thought he had any rushing upside. and I made that clear that he was a pocket passer. But yeah, this dud here for Big P is uh, the assumed season-ending knee injury. It is his fifth in the last 8 years, although he hadn't had a season-ending injury since 2020. So he'd been pretty removed from it. It was just a re-aggravation from the injury a couple weeks ago. But yeah, the team sucked this week. Um, the only bright spots were like my good players in Drake May and Jameer Gibbs. So at least I
Well,
have them.
before you go any further, not to be a glass half empty guy, but Drake May just set a single game career low in rushing yards in a game. So it might be over for him.
That's so unfortunate.
Did you guys
Yep.
know that Drake May's never thrown for 300 yards in an NFL football game?
Yeah, I actually did learn that this past week,
He's
which,
not doing that, and he's hitting a career low in rushing yards. I mean, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
oh,
meanwhile, Cam
goodness.
Ward's hitting a career high.
I know. Opposite trajectory is working here.
Maybe I just drop him and you put $4 bid in for him, Tyler.
Yeah.
I don't even think I would be worth spending my fab on him.
That's true. And as far as Sandy's team, uh, yeah, really anchored by Bijan. I was sad in that game because the score could have very easily flipped had those goal line touchdowns gone to Big P instead of Bijan. But it is what it
What?
is. You lose.
What?
Huh?
How?
Saying
What?
if they were passing touchdowns to London instead of
Oh,
Bijan rushing touchdowns. Yes. Um,
The infamous goal line passing touchdowns to Drake London.
yes, exactly. But obviously that's why Reed's sad. Big P gone for the year and Fields bench for the year. So we're struggling. We're staying afloat. On to the next one. Shout out Sandy. Tyler, tell me why you hate my team.
I don't hate your team. No, I mean, yeah, it was just a down matchup or a down week for both of you guys. So it's kind of hard for me to come away with any major takeaways from either of your teams. I mean, you've kind of been scraping the bottom of the barrel all year. So that's, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
we're
that,
in Pat Bryant territory, fellas.
sure. Read any thoughts on this one?
yeah, not a whole lot to say. Again, good low scoring win for Sandy to pull out here. Cevan's got a easy road the next couple of weeks to try to make his playoff push, but you'd be hard pressed to see him as a true contender given the injuries he sustained this year, which, are tough on anyone's roster. So tough to deal with, tough to not get a dub here, but at the same time, he's got a fun matchup this week.
Yeah, one last thing. I need my sweet prince Trey Benson to finally come back and just save my flex. He's been out for almost 2 months. I just need him so bad.
Yeah.
Please, Trey.
On to the next matchup here. We have Sumner winning 144 over Cam Thorn, who scored 110. George Kittle, newly acquired George Kittle versus Cam Thorne stud, 27 points. Amon-Ra St. Brown, rare down game from him, scoring just over 6. Travis Kelce on the other side of things was also elite, scoring 28 points. And Calvin Ridley scored 2.3 on a putrid Titans offense and also broke his leg. Is that right?
I believe so.
Fibula.
Yep,
Fibula?
that's in the leg.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, this is a great win for Sumner. I mean, there's a time where it looked like Sumner's team might be out of it, but I think, this puts them back over 500, faces K this week. And so, and he knocked off one of the teams that was above him in the standings. So, this was a huge win for Sumner, and it was good to see him kind of get back on his feet in this one. Um, this was Kelsey's best game of the year, right?
I believe so.
Probably.
Cool. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. As a point scored truther, you knew Sumner was never out of it, but
That's
yeah,
true.
panic for Cam Thorne now, I think is probably at like a 9 out of 10 for me. He has lost 4 of his last 5, has not scored, or his only win, he scored 141. Everything else has been 130 or lower. with including 3 at 111 or lower. So panic bells are ringing quite loud for Cam Thorn at this point. 3 tough games to finish out the season. He's in real danger. He's trade, George Kittle shows out in week 1 on his team. RJ Harvey gets a lot of work with the Broncos. Amon-Ra has as you mentioned, very unusual dud here. So I do think there's still hope. I don't think it's over by any means for him. He's had a very good year to this point, especially for a team in the reclamation draft. But again, he's got a tough road ahead of him, very much an uphill battle. Sumner continues to post solid weeks, has racked up a few wins that he was not earlier in the year with his kind of floor approach. And yeah, he's hurting at wide receiver, but he's got the depth to kind of make do. So he's going to be a real threat here in the next couple of weeks, and he's going to be making a playoff push.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, panic bells are ringing for Thorn for me. The Thorn truther here to tell you that his team I may have overrated slightly. Now, let me tell you something about Cam Thorn. It is sink or swim, survival instincts. Has a really tough 4 game stretch starting this week. Took a fat L. Has to get the ship in the right direction against one of the co-hosts here this week to really have a chance. Um, yeah, quarterbacks, just put somebody out there. We'll see if they score points. He obviously chose wrong this week in a Bryce Young career game. Um, Tight end's cool. Newly acquired Jalen Waddle, dud. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 10 of his targets were incomplete. That's never good. But maybe RJ Harvey's here to save the day. We'll see. As far as Sumner's team, uh, receiver has really been a crapshoot ever since Tyreek has gone down. Still waiting for Ayuk. I don't think that's ever going to happen. It sucks Ridley's out, but he wasn't good all season, so I don't think that really affects too much. We didn't talk about it, but Sumner did acquire Cortland Sutton today. We will see if that ends up being anything. I think he's wide receiver 14 or 19 on the year. Um, a lot of that coming early and kind of cooled off the last month or so, but an option nonetheless, which Sumner does not lack options. So good win. Like Tyler said, uh, great win this late in the season when you're 1 game back from your opponent. And this now really shakes up the middle of the uh, playoff push and sets up for a very exciting last few weeks from both of these teams and pretty much everybody.
Can I just say, um, I get the worry about Cam's team, but I actually do think he can be given some grace given all the studs he had on his bench this week. Did you guys look at the weekly report at all this morning?
No.
Reed, did you?
I don't check that out very often.
Okay. Well, I don't check it every week, but I just checked it now. So Cam scored 110. Any guesses on his max points possible this
I
week?
think it was like 190 something.
195. So 56 efficiency percentage there for him. So I know that, I mean, that's really rough, but that's not going to happen every week. And guys like Sean Tucker aren't going to pop off every week. But I guess I'm saying that he still has guys on his bench that, he has some lineup flexibility. And I think he could play those matchups a little bit better going forward. Not saying he did anything wrong this week, but it, he, I mean, he had players on his team scoring a lot of points. They just weren't in the starting lineup, which I know is the whole thing, but
I get that. My only quabble with that is like we're not starting Leggett or Sean Tucker over anybody. Bryce
sure.
Young, he's got to start or bench one of his 3 quarterbacks, so that's just a tough break. And then, I don't know if
I mean,
Metcalf's very playable over anybody on his roster.
Debo scored 20 points.
Debo's really the only one I can see an argument for, but then again, yeah, he's got a bunch of guys to fill one spot, in my opinion, and
Yep,
most of the time, if you got 4 options for one, you're never gonna pick right.
fair enough. All right, let's keep on trucking here. Next matchup, we had Reed versus K. trade partners as of late. Reed scored 140, K 114. Tetero McMillan finally had his big breakout game, scoring 33 points. That was great to see. He looked so dominant. That was K stud, and then dud was Kamani Vidal, who's been hit or miss. It feels like he scored 3.2. Reed stud was Derrick Henry this week, scoring 20 points. He finally kind of looked like his older self. And then Jamar Chase, uh, he scored 6 points and also received a 1 game suspension. So that is just that kind of puts a damper on your win, I imagine, Reed. Thoughts on this one from you?
Yeah, tough week overall for me. Yes, got the win. Put up a league average week, which normally you're happy about, but Jamar suspended in the middle of, I've essentially already clinched a playoff spot, so it's not a big deal for me, but coming up on a big game regardless, losing him out of that for that reason is tough. Drake London down with an injury for at least 1 week. Garrett Wilson already on IR. I mean, what was supposed to be the strength of my team is now decimated at least for next week, if not plus, depending on Drake London's status. So, yeah, a really tough week for me. It didn't feel as satisfying as a win normally does, but everyone else on my team was okay or better, and that was enough against a team that does not have an emphasis on winning the next 5 weeks. So yeah, it is what it is. We're gonna try to make it through, but a sad win for me this week.
Yeah, it all comes back to Juwan Jennings.
Oh, he was gonna be in the lineup no matter what. I mean, he would find his way in there. Brock Purdy back, tied for the team lead in targets. Offense looked great. Jennings is still here to stay. Don't worry.
Okay. And any worries about Rasheed going forward?
No, they played the best defense in football. Chiefs schedule lightens up at least a little bit, but yeah, I mean the Chiefs offense in general just has not been the same the last 2 weeks. I'm hoping that something turns around there. They get something running, but it's not has not been as I mean after that game against the Raiders, like oh my God, the Chiefs are gonna win the Super Bowl again, and then
Yeah.
since then it has not been like that. So yeah.
Cevan, any thoughts on this one?
Yeah. Shout out K again. Super flex going off. 20 points from Christian Watson. Um, that's so awesome. I love Christian Watson. Um, yeah, K's doing what he wants to do. Control his own destiny, drop in the standings. Good for him. Nice to see some, future building blocks with Tet being able to pop off, Jameson Williams with no Laporta and Dan Campbell calling plays has been really good. So that's nice to see. And then on Reed's side, a couple notes here. The only real concern, outside of a true long-term QB2 is Jake Ferguson. I know he got in the end zone again, but since Lehman Pickens have been in the lineup, obviously his production has come back to more of a preseason expectation. But the last month or so hasn't been great. He's been, touchdown or bust, really had a goose in there. But, the receivers, well, they used to cover up the holes. Now we're kind of treading water here until the playoffs. But just wanted to note that out. And then the other thing with, his spot start again, his last 3 starts, he has 213 passing yards in all 3 of them. I thought that is a very notable stat.
Well, what do you mean my lack of long-term QB2 option?
You're starting backups when their starters are
Joe
going
Burrow
to,
will be back soon.
you hope.
He said he would be. The Bengals said he would be. So that seems like a solid QB2 to
Well, the
have, don't you think?
Seahawks. Yeah,
Thank you.
I was going to say something about the Seahawks saying Zach Charbonnet is smart.
They do, but did you see Mike McDonald also say that Ken Walker's there and more opportunities, so now he might get 45% of the touches instead of 43%. It's not like he's way better, but it's okay. League winner down the stretch. Watch out.
On your bench, probably.
With the way my receiver core looks right now, he might be in the starting lineup. He is this week.
All right. Let's go on to our primetime matchup of last week.
That was the
This one-
saddest. Can you get a little more oomph there?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Our primetime matchup from last week.
Well, it was just such a letdown because
It
one side was so
was.
dog shit.
I mean, Josh, once you saw what Josh Allen was doing, you knew it was over for
I think it was
Swerly.
actually
Yeah.
over probably on Thursday when Trevion had 32 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, also true. So yeah, I mean, this is Swerly v. Ian. Achan was Swerly stud, scoring 21 and a half. Kyle Pitts was running cardio, 4.4 points. Josh Allen, like we just mentioned, he was just short of 50 points. Then Josh Jacobs didn't do much and was hurt throughout the game. So his status will be, I think it's probably up in the air this week, right?
Sorry, who was it? Jacobs?
Josh Jacobs,
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure is ruled out already.
No, he is not ruled out. But they said he still has the potential to play this week. They haven't said anything definitive yet.
Yeah. Okay. Thoughts from you guys on this matchup? It was a big one, of course. So I guess Cevan is swirly buried.
Yeah, like I
I've been
said,
saying that since week 4.
been saying that since week 4. Um, no, I just want to say I was the only one to pick Ian in this, and
Not true.
at
Wait,
least
did
that
I?
was showed on the screen.
You actually, Tyler, we didn't remember we didn't put your picks on the screen.
Yeah.
It was Cam's pick, so I don't remember
Okay,
who you
okay.
picked.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
wait, you're right, Tyler. The picks leaderboard has Cam's picks on there, not yours.
Damn. That's okay.
Just a second. I'll tally yours up real quick.
We'll fix it in post.
No,
Yeah.
that's a lot of work.
anyways,
I'll
Yeah,
only fix things in post if it's Traylon Burks related.
Mm.
this was not a real matchup. Yeah,
What does that even mean?
it was a real dud week from Swerly's side. Bo Nix scoring 0.05 more than Scam Ward. That's been a real common occurrence throughout the season. 24 total points the last 2 weeks. It's been atrocious. Yeah, Ian was creaming all over this one. Travion, Josh Allen, Nico. I mean, didn't even need to start Lamar or Ricky or Dalton Schultz or Chase Brown or Igbuka, and it still would have been a win. So shout out Ian. I think he's getting in the playoffs. We'll have more discussions as the weeks to come. Swerly, it's been fun. He was a part of that Sumner deal, traded an asset that he wasn't starting, but could make an argument to start. So maybe
He's a big Troy Franklin guy.
maybe this trade deadline we'll see some more activity from Swerly. But yeah, it was a good season for you, but we're on to bigger and better. And yeah, shout out Ian.
I will say it is kind of like salt in the wound. Genty's performance on Monday Night Football, just 6 carries for 7 yards. That's really tough to see against a Dallas defense that has been exploitable for most of the year. Genty's just had a really weird rookie year, and I mean, I know at that point it was over for Deshaun, but if he was watching that game, I don't know. That's one that sticks with you when your player's on prime time and you're at least hoping they can have a good game, leave you feeling encouraged, but that was just not the case for Genty there. So,
Yeah, yeah, I think he had 2 first half carries. They were just throwing it nonstop and it wasn't working.
mhm.
And yeah, like you said, Dallas defense, you can run or pass against them. And I know Gino had an okay game passing yards wise, but yeah, it just seemed like they never wanted to try to establish the run, and it's kind of discouraging. Especially Chip Kelly was supposed to be the one that, you know, only ran the football, and it's been quite the opposite, and it's been a bad opposite as far. I think Gino is 11 touchdowns, 13 interceptions this year, something like that. So I know Ian hates the Raiders now, but he was calling them a playoff team when they got Gino and Pete Carroll. So
That is a good point to bring up, by the way. If you remember all the way back to our offseason episodes where Ian argued that the Raiders were not going to do a forward pass this season, last night proved him very wrong.
yes,
I have not given my thoughts yet. I'm going to take a quick victory lap on Slick Rick, Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings supremacy. Obvious win there for me. You know, for Swerly. I have not sent this into the chat yet, but the odds of multiple 7-7 teams making the playoffs has gone up by 8% since I last sent it. Call me crazy, but it is not over for Swerly. With no, look. It was about 43% chance that no 7-7 teams make it. We are up to like an 18% chance that multiple 7-7 teams make it. So, but that leaves about a 58% chance that at least one makes it. With his points scored, he absolutely can win out, and he absolutely could be the top scoring 7-7 team. His playoff odds are low. He needs help. He does not control his own destiny still. He needs help. But I don't think it's over for Swerly yet. Again, look at who he has left on the schedule for the next 3 weeks. His pod of double up games are Tyler, Sandy, and Trent. Obviously Tyler should be a free dub, but the other two are winnable games, not among the elites in the league, although stiff challenges. So, I'm not ready to bury him. If he loses next week, he's done. Okay. I mean, if he lost to Tyler at any point, he was done. But yeah, I do not think it's 100% over. I do think he should try to sell some pieces this deadline. As long as you go into the negotiations understanding that his players are more valuable than your players, you should be able to get a deal done. But I'm not ready to bury him quite yet. We're almost there.
That's fair.
I want to talk on one point you said, I just want to ask you a question, Reed. How come?
Brother Pierce only had 1 week. John Jennings, Brock Purdy. Yep. We get it. Oh, it was a joke.
How come Rice gets a ramp-up game for bets to start, but Pearsall gets shot in the chest and you don't even give him one ramp-up game?
That was like a year and a half ago. That is not the reason.
It still happened.
It did not affect
Rice was a year and a half ago too.
It did not affect his PCL sprain this season.
Okay, just
I don't think
shoot
it
it
was the
straight,
chest
not
either.
literally. He did get shot in the
Yeah,
chest. What do you
he
mean?
did get shot in the chest.
Oh, okay.
But that does not affect his 1 catch for 0-yard performance today.
Well, it wasn't today. It was like 3 days ago.
Sure, you're right. Sorry. This
You
week.
need to shoot it straight, just like. Never mind. On to the next.
Okay, with our recaps done, let's check out the picks leaderboard. Last week, Cevan was 3-3, Reed 4-2, myself 5-1. Again, all very close here. We're all within 2 games of each other. Cevan's 1 game up on Reed, who is 1 game up on myself. Any thoughts from you two here?
Back-to-back 5-1 weeks from you, Tyler, to
Yeah,
vault yourself back into contention.
back from the dead.
Yeah, could be anyone's game.
Yes, three weeks to go. I was in last place for the first half and had 2 6-0 weeks back to back. So can't get much worse. Let's go, Tyler.
I mean, you could definitely get 3 games worse.
That's true. Tyler, let's go.
I think you also have had the worst single week of us.
That is
I've
true.
also had the best back-to-back weeks.
Sure.
So we're making up records now.
Yeah, that's what Tyler likes to do.
That is true. That was kind of his thing.
Okay. Sure. First matchup of week 12 here. We have Cam Thorn versus Reed. This should be a big one. We'll have playoff implications. Obviously, Cam, this is probably a little bit more important for this week. Reed missing some key pieces. I think we are split on this one. So, Monkas, Reed, you each have Thorn, and I actually picked the co-host Reed here. Reed, why don't you start here and explain why you're picking against yourself?
Yeah, no, I'd argue this is a must-win game for Cam here. He's got Rob and Ian the next 2 weeks. My team is decimated right now with various suspensions and injuries. This is a near must-win for him. I would pick myself, but I will be down 3 of my top 4 receivers and Marcus Mariota via bye. So, Kenneth Walker, back-end league winner, might lead me to a win with Juwan Jennings, the power of friendship ordeal. But Cam's got his full lineup this week. He's at full health. As long as he makes the right quarterback start decision, I am taking him here. So
I'm going to push back on that. It is not his full lineup.
I didn't look that closely. Who is he missing?
Okay. Well, I mean, he doesn't have the choice at quarterback because Tua is on bye. So it's Darnold and
That's
Bryce Young.
probably a good thing.
RJ Harvey is on bye with So with Dobbins out, that actually I think is pretty big. And then Debo and Jalen Waddle are also both on bye.
Okay, never mind. His team
So
is closer to full strength than mine, at least.
yes. I mean, that's why I can get to you in a second, Savan, but just to, I guess, expand on that, that's why I did pick you. It's just you each are missing key pieces, and I know yours probably are they are more
Yes,
important
thank you.
with Jamar and company, Drake London. But I do think the stability you have at quarterback makes me feel a little bit better. Darnold and Bryce Young both kind of feel hit or miss every week. And then I do really like your running back matchups this week with
Ooh, baby.
Henry going against the Jets, Kenneth Walker against the Titans. There's a each huge matchups, and then Kansas City and Indianapolis should be a fun one with Rasheed on your side there. So
I'm
I
hoping that the
st
Seahawks get up on the Titans by 4 scores in the first quarter, so Darnold can throw like 9 passes and then be done.
There you go.
And
Yeah, that
also, sneaky play before we move on to Cevan. Josh Downs against the Chiefs. Chiefs linebackers are terrible at coverage. Josh Downs could just be eating them alive if they end up in zone, end up trying to get him one-on-one in the slot. Josh Downs could be in for a field day. Could be.
wouldn't that be Tyler Warren territory?
It might be. It depends. Tower Warren's not really going to route anybody up. Josh Downs will route up anybody. So we'll see.
Sure. Savan, any thoughts here?
Yeah, no, I think the quarterbacks in this matchup are a lot closer than maybe perceived. I know Dak's the QB1 out of all four of these, but he does have a terrible matchup, about the worst one you could get. In Philly, he's already shown against Philly, he's put up sub 10 in week one. Then against Denver, he put up sub 10. So
Last time I played Cam Thorn was when he was playing Philly.
there you go. Um, Yeah, so in the two really good defenses he's played this year, he's put up sub 10, everyone else over 10. And then, Davis Mills, uh, he's been solid the last 2 weeks. Jacksonville and Tennessee were the matchups, put up over 270 yards and a couple tugs. We'll see there. But yeah, I'm giving this one to Cam. Um, I'm not going to say comfortably. I think it'll be a game. It's just the tail end of his roster guys I like more than uh, Jennings and Downs and Ferguson. So
I don't think he's pulling from the tail end of his roster like I am. No offense.
tail end of his lineup.
Juwan
Um,
Like,
Jennings, 40-point game, spike week.
no.
I mean,
In
you
each of
would
the
love to see that.
games, in each of the games he started, Davis Mills has had 40 passing attempts. And just watching that Buffalo Tampa Bay game last week, I just I know the Texans offense has kind of been weird and anemic at times, but I feel like there's definitely a possibility that they kind of get in a similar shootout style game with Buffalo there. And so I really like Davis Mills matchup, even if
That's
you
such a
know,
you thing to say, Tyler. Oh, I love Davis Mills this week. You're like, ah,
yeah, I mean,
Tyler going
yeah,
off
I
again.
do think he is one of the better backup quarterbacks. I'm just saying, like, I is it crazy to say I'd take Davis Mills over Bryce Young and Sam Darnold this week? Is that stupid?
If it's your opinion, that's all that matters. I don't know who the other two. I don't know who Bryce Young's playing.
The 49ers.
I don't know. Might be crazy. As long as you think it, that's all that matters.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I picked you for a reason, so
You picked him because of
there's
Davis Mills.
no. I
Okay.
picked you because of the I love the running back matchups.
Okay, that's fair.
Cool. Next one here, we have Rob 9-2 facing off against Ian 6-5. Two of the big dogs here. We are split again. Myself and Reed sticking with Rob. Monkas trying to catch the fallen knife with Ian.
Not
Uh,
again.
Savan, why don't you start with telling us why you picked Ian?
Yeah, I'm just going to stay with the hot hand here. Rookie running back starting to come along. We'll see on I think Jacobs will be out. We'll see on Brian Thomas Jr. Um, yeah, his players are just playing finally. I don't expect a Lamar game like we got last week. That whole game was just odd, but They get the Jets this week, so I'm expecting a big combination between Josh Allen and Lamar, and then the pieces in between. He's got pretty solid matchups with Travion and trade has been completed. Sorry, Travion, Nico, guys like that. And then as far as Rob's side, I think he's gonna get into a little slump here to close the year. Maybe put a little, damper on the end of the season. Get him a little fidgety, if you will. I think Ian's going to take this one comfortably. I think it's going to be not comfortably, sorry. I think it's going to be a high scoring shootout like Rob's been accustomed to. If I'm looking, we already got some night football games. It looks like this one's going to come down to Sunday Night Football, Ibuka versus Devontae. I'm here for it. We'll all be watching. This is one we'll be keeping tabs on for Ian's sake, to see if he can, anchor out that last playoff spot in this tough pot of matchups he's been put in this last 4 weeks of the season. Sorry. Heads up, heads, tails, heads, never fails.
What the hell just happened?
What does that mean?
Somebody else.
Okay. I think it's going to be a really fun matchup. We already saw them have a literally historic matchup in week 1 of the season. Ian losing on kneel downs by Josh Allen on Sunday Night Football by 0.05 points. Like, this is as fun as it gets. So yeah, I don't have any strong reason one way or the other. Rob is missing Lad McConkey and Justin Herbert in this matchup, so that will be a downgrade nonetheless. I don't care if he acquired Jacoby Brissett. Tyler, he's not. Justin Herbert. Lad McConkey is very good, so he's down to starting Jacoby Myers. But not to say that Ian is working as a well-oiled machine either. He's still missing Hampton. So yeah, I think it's gonna be really, really fun. I don't think Rob's just kind of playing for the 1 seed or the 2 seed at this point. He's essentially locked up a bye. So not a whole lot on this line for him, but his fantasy guys don't know that. So they're still playing their butts off. So I'm going to take Rob in a really close one here. Really pretty much a coin flip for me.
Before you go, Tyler, I will say Jacoby is an upgrade. Since he's taken over, he has scored more points per game than Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I was going to say he has been a QB1, and Jacksonville should be a good matchup. However, I do understand that Jacksonville just thwarted Justin Herbert and the Chargers. So who knows? But I was going to
So you're
say,
saying if Jacoby puts up a good game next week, that means he is better than Justin Herbert?
I mean, he's the
He
GOAT.
has been, and all I know is points per game and quarterbacks. No matter whenever they took over, that's all that matters.
I
Your
don't know if that's
words.
true or not. But Jacoby is QB 21 right now.
Yeah, and points per game since he's taken over, it's better than Justin Herbert. So it
Is
is
it?
an upgrade. Yes.
Okay. I'll take your word for
I
it.
was
I'm
gonna
sure
say
you
that
did the math.
I
I
actually
don't
do.
need to. Herbert put up 4 and 14, and Jacoby hasn't scored less than 20.
I'll take your
It's
word
easy
for it.
math. It's easy math.
I do like the stack of Jacoby Brissett and Trey McBride
Oh,
this week.
such a
That-
Tyler thing to say.
Stop saying that. What's like a not Tyler thing to say? Like, I love Justin Jefferson this week.
Well, that'd just be
No,
crazy. So actually, that would also be on brand.
Ah, come on. I actually don't like JJ this week, but that's because of the other JJ. So,
Also,
Okay,
Josh
Steve,
Jacobs may miss this matchup as well. So
but he
Point towards
sneakily
Rob.
has Emmanuel
he
Wilson.
does, but yes, he's not Josh Jacobs. So
No.
that would be a downgrade.
Yeah, definitely would be. All right, moving on here.
Wait, last thing.
Yep.
Is it an upgrade or a downgrade for Ian if Brian Thomas plays this week?
who's
Downgrade.
his other option? Is the
Or Slick Rick?
Sick
Stop.
Rick?
Stop calling him
Either that or
Slick Rick.
Parker Washington.
It's Parker Washington.
One of the two.
No,
Oh, why?
BTJ
Because Slick
is
Rick
good.
sucks, Tyler? That's what I thought. Juwan Jennings supremacy.
Stop calling him Slick Rick.
Everybody calls him Slick Rick.
No one okay, I've never heard of that.
Savon, have you ever heard him called Slick Rick?
Only from you.
Okay, so
Okay.
then there we go. I hit my quota, something I heard that neither of you guys had heard of. We've all hit one today now.
Okay.
Shout out Slick Rick,
Who was apparently shot in the chest.
allegedly.
Okay, next matchup we have Sumner 6-5, also facing another 6-5 team, Cam K. We are all rolling with Sumner. This is probably something to do with the fact that K has made a series of trades this last week and a half. I imagine that's the case for you fellas.
For me, it's the fact that he still doesn't have a quarterback. CJ Stroud
Yeah,
already
also
got ruled
true.
out this week because, as Tyler said, shout out Davis Mills. So, yeah, I mean, even if K was at full strength, if he's playing a zero at quarterback, it's going to be pretty hard for me to take him over a team that's competing. So, that add in the fact that he also made some trades, and I just don't think he has
Yeah.
enough firepower to absorb his zero at quarterback. So,
This
uh,
also,
you know,
Imani Vidal's on bye this week, and this would be the even numbered boom week
oh
that
my God,
Cevan loves. So,
Cevan
but
is
he's
just
on,
down bad right now.
but he's on bye, so he can't have it. So sad.
Who's on by?
Kamani Vidal, who you love his every other boom bust weeks,
Oh, does this count as the other? And then
like the
Jack.
the
Going to be
good
up to
one.
you. You kind of make up the rules as you go.
That's true.
Can we see? I really want to see Darnell Washington in the lineup for Cam
Dude,
this week.
yes, I do too.
Dude actually has been balling out. 2 highlight plays last week. QB9 on the week. It's either him or TJ Hawkinson, who I don't think he's scored that many points all year. Godwin, who may still have a broken leg. Slayton's been out for like 7 weeks in a row. So we need a Cam K Darnell Washington week right now. If
It's
he did that,
actually
I'd pick him, but no guarantees there.
it's actually just so annoying that Jonnu Smith and Pat Fryermuth are also on the same team. How is that possible that there's three, decent NFL tight ends like that, just all taking each other's time?
Seems intentional. That's how.
Yeah.
Do
Sumner,
you
take advantage of your opportunity here. I mean, I want to point out here, Sumner has a tanking team with no quarterback this week. He has Schrader in week 14. So he wins both of the games he's supposed to win. This man's in the playoffs. And then he's got Cevan in between it, which, if he wins both the games he's supposed to win, he's already in the playoffs, and Cevan's is just for seeding. So he may be staring down the barrel of a playoff appearance here.
It's too bad that Sutton's on bye, so because now Sutton can't go swirly forward arrow nup.
I don't think that's a thing.
Do you get it, Cevan?
no.
Like the verse nup, it's going swirly to nup
I don't get the swirly part.
because he was on Swirly's team.
Yeah, just keep that one in the back pocket.
Okay. Yeah. I sorry to distract. You were making a good point.
No, I didn't have anything else. Cam
Okay.
K has no quarterback, and his team is worse. So, Sumner.
Swan, anything else from you here?
Yeah, this one, this is tough. Sumner's going to win. Like, I mean, again, K, no quarterbacks. Uh, he's out. I mean, 2 guys in his lineup, Godwin and Slayton. They're not going to play probably. So, I mean, we're looking at Jalen Tolbert, Mac Hollins.
Darnell.
I mean,
I got
it's
told
nasty
Darnell
work.
Washington wasn't rosterable like a week ago.
No, you
All I
didn't.
know is I get K in week 14, and he's gonna be at full strength relative to what his team is, and I'm gonna get JT to death and miss the
Damn.
playoffs.
What
That's
if
crazy that we're
Jaden
talking
comes
about
back
week
like a Royal
14.
Rumble out of the tunnel?
That would be awesome. But yeah, this one should be a walk in the park. You don't need, this is a week I wouldn't want to score 180. I would just want to get my 120 and move because those oftentimes feel like they're a waste.
So if you
Play
don't
a
want
less than optimal lineup so you don't use your big scorers.
you heard it here first. When Savan plays bad teams, he would just rather score 120.
Well, that's what he's doing in this league. He's 10th in points scored and he's 6-5 right now. So classic Monkas luck. I find it interesting. Not find it interesting. The way the playoff field is shaping up right now, Rob and I are already at the requisite 8 wins. And then basically the rest of the playoff field is just who has games against the teams that suck left. And that's basically how the rest of the playoff field is going to get decided.
Yeah, it could.
I hope,
No, I
because
hope
I'm a
it
part of
doesn't.
that.
We need a tanking upset at some point the rest of the season to shake up the playoff field because
I
it'll
mean,
be
if
boring if Sumner and Cevan make it just because they played against
now,
two of the tanking teams at the end of the year.
if you
Oh, I
remember,
only played against one. Oh,
if
I
you
guess
remember my bold take hot prediction or hot take bold prediction was that Schrader wins his last three matchups to shake up the playoff picture. So that starts this week.
I mean, if he wins even one of them, then like that's a miracle, let alone three. So that may be spicier than a man can handle right there.
Yeah.
That
you
was
you
before he
just want him
decimated
to
his
win
team.
his last three so you can get the number one pick.
I
Oh, we
mean,
didn't consider this.
That's
also,
collusion.
Self-serving agenda
no,
right
no, no,
there.
no.
That's collusion.
I would be more hype if he won the last three for my hot take at the beginning of the year.
No,
Okay.
you would
Yes,
Oh, I
not.
don't really care about
no,
getting the
no, no,
number
no,
one
no,
pick
no.
that much.
Dude, that would be such an elite call for him, like for him being 0 and 11 now, and then preseason to say, yeah, he wins the last three. Just like the way that happened would just be crazy.
The getting the number one pick would just be a side benefit.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
okay. Okay.
it's
Tyler, your thoughts
so.
on your swirly stonks right now?
I mean, they're looking good. I don't like when you say he's not done. I just want you to say he's done.
If he loses this next week, I will say next time he
No,
loses a game, I'll say he's done.
you
Whether that
can't
be in the
wait
regular season or the
until he's
playoffs.
you can't wait until he's actually out to say he's out. That's just not how it works.
That's
Yeah,
exactly how it works. That's why
that's
burying him because he's 1 and
That's
3 is dumb as hell.
that's no and guess what? I've been right for 2 months, so I don't
No,
have to victory lap it anymore.
no. Tyler, once he loses his next game, whenever that may be, I'll say he's done. Okay.
okay.
But
Once
what if that's in
Robert
the
wins
playoffs?
the
What if that's
championship,
next year?
once Robert wins the championship, I'll say he's the champion. Like he already won. Just give it up.
I don't know what your gripe is, Cevan. I'm just saying a guy with more than a 50% chance that at least one 7-17 makes the playoffs, a team that has an easy schedule and is fourth in points scored could still make the playoffs. I don't think that's outlandish to say.
Gun to your head, who makes the playoffs? Thorn or Swerly?
I would pick Swerly over him right now.
Okay, so you're drunk.
I feel a lot better about Swerly winning all three of his games than Cam winning two of his three games.
Okay. We can move on from there. Let's talk about Monkas
Whoa.
and how he's going to be upset by Schrader this week. However, we all picked Monkas.
Not even standing by your guns, man.
No, I'm not. But it'd be pretty cool. And I mean, it is the 12th scoring team versus the 10th, so might be possible.
It's
Uh,
possible.
Classic
Cevan,
Monkas.
any thoughts from you here? Are you just wanting to score 120 this week? Isn't
Uh,
that what you said?
it's not a matter if I want to or not. I'm gonna score it 100 to 120 points. The lineup is it's just not there. I need people to come back. I'm actually probably gonna start Pat. Can't start Pat Bryant, so never mind. I don't know what I'm gonna do. It might be a waiver situation, probably a verse to a nut, but
Keep that one in your back pocket.
okay, you're an
Swirled and
idiot.
up.
Um, I will say though, as far as this matchup, I really the guys I do have playing, I actually do like a lot of the matchups. Drake May potentially in a shootout. We'll see. We really haven't ever seen the Bengals offense with not only no Burrow, which we've seen plenty of times, but also with no Chase. So we'll see how that works or how that looks. But yeah, Patriots, um, Bengals, T. Higgins, the wide receiver one role. We'll see. I don't really care. I just need Gibbs and Drake. Just please just carry me. If I lose this one, oh my God.
Okay,
Here,
let's look.
wait, real quick. Let me make a bold statement. If, oh wait, I can't lose by the noon slate. Never mind.
Okay. Look.
Wait.
Oh
I
my
can trade.
God.
I can. Uh, okay, this is actually a serious question because I have no idea. I know we're the commissioners, but if for people who have season-ending injuries, do they still lock when their team locks? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. That's all.
Players
What
on
about,
bye do not.
okay, yeah, is that when waivers clear next week?
Players bye guys will lock when Monday Night Football starts.
Okay. That actually clears it up. Somebody had a question. I have an answer.
Uh,
No, I was gonna say something, but you said to wait 4 times.
Okay,
Schrader's lineup this week could be a legitimate threat to win a matchup if Jackson Dart plays, which is unclear still, and Bucky Irving is out. So Rashad White, even if he's not Sean Tucker, has a more prominent role. Then he's running out Brock Purdy, Devin Singletary, who at least is part of a committee, Rashad White, who's at least part of a committee, Khalil Shakir, Cooper Kupp, Jonnu Smith, Michael Wilson, who is now a wide receiver 1, potentially Jerry Jeudy, who has had a good week as recently as 2 weeks ago, and then Jackson Dart. It's the point we're at that his running backs were happy they're even part of the committee. But at the same time, this is probably the best lineup he's had since he traded away like Josh Jacobs, which was kind of his last like real piece in the lineup. So
well, you didn't even mention Chuba, who could start over Singletary.
why? Chuba has like 3 touches per game. He literally has 5, 4, and 5 touches.
Maybe I might not be tapped on Chuba lately. Okay, never mind.
And Singletary's double digits both the last 2 weeks since Scadaboo got hurt.
Okay,
So
my bad.
his lineup is a legitimate threat if Cevan's lineup pulls out a stinker. Schrader is in potential win territory. That's all I'll say.
The only thing I'll combat that is the Besh Lockett stack is like a max of 5 points.
He doesn't need to play either of them. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If Dart is back and he puts Jerry Jeudy in, he can take out both Lockett and Besh from his lineup. That's
Jerry
why I said
Jeudy-
he is his lineup has the
Jerry
potential to win
Jeudy.
a low scoring game.
Judy.
It's
not
better than
Jerry
Besh or
Jeudy.
Lockett.
And
It's not Jerry Judy me.
hell, even Mason Taylor he could throw in there.
That's what I'm saying. Schrader, Kate Otten is a good option in a tight end premium league. He has options to put out a winning lineup this up to a team that has the potential to win a low scoring game this week.
I want it so bad.
I want it so I could taste it.
Yeah.
Knock Monkas out of the playoffs. He loses to the 0-11.
Why?
Make a
Why don't
meme
you
that will
just-
last forever.
Why don't you just stand on it and pick Schrader right now?
Fuck
what
it.
it's sounding
I'm picking
like.
Schrader then. Switching
Okay.
my pick live on air. Add the asterisk. Wait, sorry. If Jackson Dart plays, then I will pick him. He was
And
still in
starts.
concussion protocol yesterday.
Tyler,
What?
switch. I don't
No,
want
no.
you on this side. No, you're the one saying you want it, you need it, you love it.
Oh,
you want
wait,
it,
sorry.
you
It
need
said
it, you love
Kafka
it.
says Dart is expected to play Sunday.
Well, either way, that can be the asterisk. But Tyler, you want it, you love it, you need it. So switch. I don't want you on my side.
Tyler, don't switch. Don't give him the satisfaction.
No, I'm not
Tyler,
gonna
switch.
switch.
You
Okay.
don't want me to win.
It's a win-win for me because if you win, then it's points for me on the leaderboard, and if you lose, then I feel good about everything else I just said.
Okay. Live on air. Add the asterisk to my record next week on the leaderboard. I'm picking Schrader, boys. Unironically this time. I picked him ironically against Tyler because I wanted to pick him. This time I think he's got a chance to win.
Monka's just scared.
I'm
Monkas is always
scared.
playing scared. That's his issue.
Roma Dunze is scoring single-digit points, and his dad's blowing up the timeline.
Rome wishes he was Luther Burden.
It's just the most out of pocket statement.
Okay. Next up.
Cevan, do you know it's possible that you're starting the worst 2 quarterbacks in this fantasy matchup this week?
It's also possible he's starting the worst 2 quarterbacks in the matchup this week.
Dart and Purdy are both pretty comfortably better than Tyrod.
We'll see.
Next matchup, myself 2-9, going up against Swerly 4-7. We all have Swerly here. I don't have too much to say about
Tank
my
Bigsby
side
in the
of
lineup.
things. He is in the lineup right now. I have a few waivers. I mean, it doesn't matter, but I do have most of my bench either injured or on bye. Again,
Sinister.
doesn't really matter, but that's the way it is right now for me. So, any thoughts from you guys on this one?
Yeah, it's a good thing QJ's on bye, so we can try and avoid this goose streak. Um,
Good.
what?
Oh, eh, what streak? He said one game with a
Two,
goose.
two.
Yeah, but you said
Tyler, I
streak
would
like
never
it's
trade Trey McBride for a
No,
player who would put up a goose.
your lineup, your goose streak.
yeah. I don't have a streak.
Roman Wilson caught the one pass, remember?
Either way, your goose record. How about that? Most gooses in a season. We can get a new
Sure.
Tyler record. Yeah, no, this is just the obvious one. I mean, Deshaun needs the win. He's going to get it by week. Projected to win by almost 70, 66, I think. Um, yeah, it'll be nice to see if Scam can do anything. Plays a tough defense. DJ Moore, can he catch a pass? We'll see. Um, Tank Bigsby, that's an interesting one because they play Dallas and they've been rotating a lot more. Although he's only been getting about, 4 touches a game. Um, in a matchup against Detroit, uh, not Detroit, Dallas, could see him get involved. That'd be a huge potential building block for Tyler moving forward. We're going with oh God, we're going with the triple Titan stack, Chig, Alick, and Cam against Seattle. Yeah, you don't want to win.
This is absolutely
Let's
not a
see.
winning lineup.
We have Christian Kirk in the lineup, dog shit. We have Devon Vele in the lineup. What are we doing? How did we get to this point? We have Yoshi in the lineup. That's low key a sneaky one.
I think
Um,
I think we need to give a shout out Cam Thorn on this one. I mean, the lineup you're putting out is just a sack of shit here, Tyler. And I just picked Schrader to beat a team that's 6-5. So shout out Cam Thorn. That man is ahead of the curve with those power rankings.
I agree. The one thing I'll note is, do you like is this probably going to be your lineup?
I just made a change.
Is it what I was going to say?
I put Shatavian Sanders in over Christian Kirk.
Okay, and
You caved to the peer
Jatavion.
No, I
Okay.
just Christian Kirk's been terrible.
Okay. Yeah, all season. The only thing I was going to say was, uh, your or Vele should have been your super flex, but now it should be Jatavion as your super flex because you
Oh,
had
don't-
a nooner at super
Wow,
flex.
by the time this comes out, it'll look different because I have a few versed nups coming.
Okay, okay. How many Titans can Tyler get in his lineup?
I mean, if I'm stacking any team, you know it's the Titans. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Tyler's not putting out a winning lineup. Swirly's going to cakewalk here. Shout out Swirl. Swirl Master General.
You might as well get Malachi Corley in the lineup.
Oh my God, that's a great idea. How's the perfect time to do it?
Oh, that wouldn't be allowed. That would be tank. That would be throwing.
No.
You can, as
Dude,
long as you
you're
can
starting
justify it,
Devon
that's
Vele.
fine.
There's no way to justify Malachi Corley in the
Over
lineup.
Devon Vele?
I don't think you
Yes.
realize the crock of shit you're putting out there this week.
Tyler, Vele averages less than 2 points per game. And
Uh,
Corley is at least at 2. He's at
Corley's
2.3.
at over 3 in 3 of the last 4 and 2.9 in the one that he was. And I mean, we're talking about a potential stud here.
Dude,
Corley over Vele. Lock it in. Come on.
no, that's not happening.
Okay, moving on.
Soft.
Spent way too much time talking about this matchup.
We have
Prime time matchup.
Trent at 6-5 and Sandy at 7-4.
Tyler, come on, man. Give the people some energy.
This is our.
You hung over from your honeymoon still?
No. I do notice that about my voice. I'll try and get better. This is the prime time matchup.
Thank you.
No, this is a huge one. I think we were all in agreement about this being the prime time matchup.
Cevan was not.
Okay, Cevan was not. I mean, that checks out.
It's coming from a guy who's going to lose to Schrader this week.
These are two teams that are on the bubble of making the playoffs. Right now, Trent is just out, and he's actually third, I guess, so only 7-4 team, but one more win would really have Sandy feeling safe to lock down a spot. And meanwhile, Trent really needs a win, 2 wins actually, I guess, in the next 3 weeks to lock down his spot. So, yeah, really big one here between these two, and this will certainly have a large effect on the picture. We are split here. You two rolled with Trent, and I took Sandy. I was a little bit surprised that I was the only one taking Sandy, but I guess I'll let you guys explain your reasoning right now.
I think we kind of mentioned it in the recap. I mean, this is as good as Trent's team has looked health wise for the entire season, basically. I mean, Sandy's team is still really good, but I think you have to assume that Bijan gets at least a slight downgrade with Big P going out. Uh, Shahid is who he's starting right now in one of his flex spots. Probably going to be Pittman, but either way, like some uninspiring options in Sandy's lineup and some relatively inspiring options in Trent's lineup. So Trent still needs he got his win last week, but he still needs to win one of his non-tanking games this season, which is either against Sandy this week or Swerly in 2 weeks to make the playoffs for sure. So I'm taking him. I think this nearly locks up a playoff spot for him, pending a dramatic crash the following week against Tyler. So I think this will be a fun matchup. This was, again, pretty fun to have a matchup like this with two teams hotly in the playoff contention, fighting for seeding in Sandy's case or Trent trying to make the playoffs. So this will be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Cevan?
yeah. Trent side really like pretty much all the matchups. I think at this point, Pickens is matchup proof, so I don't really care that he gets Philadelphia this week. Other than that, we're talking Aaron Jones revenge game, Quinshawn against the Raiders, Diggs Cincinnati, Smitty and Goddard against Dallas, and then hopefully a potential boom game as always for Brock Bowers. Another 12 targets last night. Gets Cleveland this week. He's really the only reliable option on that team. So if the offense isn't running through him, what's it running through? And then Jordan Love, he's such an interesting cat. Uh, I don't know what to think about him, but you know,
He
perceived
doesn't know what to
QB,
think about you either.
yeah, perceived QB2 in this matchup. Stafford should be in a really good the Bucks and Rams sets up to be a really fun game to watch NFL wise. So I imagine both quarterbacks, him and Baker, will be uh, high performing in this one. And then yeah, on Sandy's time side, I think this is more of a coin flip. Just have to pick a side, no fence sitting. Um, yeah, you really just don't know what you're going to get from guys like Swift, AJ Brown, Dobbs, Mark Andrews, Montgomery, um, which is
You just
over
listed like
half the
half his
lineup.
starting lineup.
Exactly. So, could see a world where, he's putting up 160 and can see a world where he's having a week like last week and 115. So, sided with Trent for the floor side here. Um, but yeah, I think this will be a good one. And, another thing is if Trent does win, it just I think makes things even more interesting because then we'll probably have five or six, 7-5 teams next week. So setting up for an interesting finish.
Yep. I took Sandy. I took him because of the matchups. I liked his matchups more with Bijan, David Montgomery, and Jalen Hurts. So I won't run through them all, but those were kind of the big three that I was looking at, and that compelled me to pick him over Trent. So yeah,
Should
well
be a fun
said.
matchup.
Yep. Anything else, real quick, before we
Yes.
wrap it up?
Yes. We didn't even mention the fact that Swerly got another starting quarterback this week
Who is?
Yeah.
in 210. Shadeur Sanders.
Oh my.
He's not
Yeah,
even putting him in his lineup. He's putting Geno in the lineup on Bo's bye week.
yeah, it's Schrader. Did we see Schrader play?
He actually should put Schrader in.
Well, I heard if he can increase your chances of winning the game by even 1%, you should kick someone up from your taxi squad.
That's right.
And then after that,